What a headshot! What a head!
How's it guys, this is Dayvy, FPL, and welcome back to the Fantasy Premier League video here on my channel. Now in this video, I'll be taking you through my transfer plan for the upcoming Game Week 13. So yes, lucky Game Week 13 is just around the corner, a reminder that it's going to be a Friday deadline slightly different to the usual Saturday deadlines. So just make sure that you guys have that in your calendar. A good way to kind of remind yourself is just have my notifications on for this channel or my Twitter page, as I'll be doing a deadline stream 1 hour before the deadline, and that can serve as your reminder. But heading back to this video and the Game Week 13 transfer plan, I'll first go over a quick review of how Game Week 12 has gone. Don't worry, haven't forgot about the fixture tonight, Newcastle taking on West Ham, but because my entire team is featured, I can go over a full review. Then come Thursday and the team selection, I can go over the updated rank. Still think it's going to be a green arrow though. Then I'll be jumping into all that goodness for Game Week 13, the transfer plan actually already made a transfer, and therefore the team selection is already setting up quite nicely. So tons to kind of get through. If you guys want to see my transfer plan, sit back, relax, and let's get straight into it. So Game Week 12 was going to be an absolutely outstanding game week for my own team. As you guys can see, a massive 90 points, but I did take a -4 hit. So an overall 86 to end Game Week 12 with, and a massive green arrow to the 57k mark, but I do expect this to come down after tonight's fixtures. So Isaac currently around 25% effective ownership within my rank bracket, so every point that he scores, my rank will go down by a few thousand. So fingers crossed Isaac has quite a quiet night, but realistically it's a very strong fixture, and therefore I expect a quite healthy score from him. But still, nevertheless, it's a great score. Any game week you guys can score 90 points, probably going to secure a green arrow. Also want to shout out the game week rank here. I think it's currently around the 20k mark, which might actually be one of the highest game week ranks I've ever achieved in my FPL career. So let me know how your game week went. Hopefully it was as good of a game week as my game week. And how's that overall rank looking heading into Game Week 13? Now obviously I will give you guys the updated rank in the team selection coming up later in the week, as I do expect this to go down slightly, hopefully not too much. So let's go over where those 90 points came from. On the bench this week, decided to bench Aitnori as I wasn't expecting a clean sheet. Now that's exactly what happened, but I wasn't expecting Wolves to score so many goals. It's almost a miracle that Aitnori wasn't involved in an attacking return. He did however concede as expected though, so therefore only the 2-point appearance. Now with Greaves, we got news in the press conference, potentially nearing a return. The match fitness though is slightly lacking. So let's see if he's back for Game Week 13 onwards. Then with Chiromi, won't feature as every other game week. Now the goalkeeper decision this week was slightly easier, as you guys can see Fabianski versus Newcastle. If he can keep a clean sheet, I'll be super happy as a non-Isaac owner. However, I was going to bench Flecken against Everton for Fabianski, and that proved right with Flecken's 9-pointer. So I said this over on Twitter, but back-to-back Everton games is an absolute cheat code for clean sheets. It's a very nice haul for our goalkeepers for the second week in a row. The first clean sheet for Flecken, after going down to 10 men, I honestly thought that he would lose the clean sheet, but also racked up a few bonus and save points for the 9-pointer. So the goalkeeper rotation is going so nicely over these past 2 game weeks. Let's see if it continues. Now unfortunately our back line, I should have actually played Aitnori instead of Guardiola, but honestly wasn't expecting 4 goals conceded for the Croatian. I spoke about that Man City defense being simply terrible in the Ultimate Guide. They were the 6th worst defense over the last 6 game weeks, and that's only gotten worse after that Spurs fixture. So I don't really know what's happened. Obviously the big miss of Rodri's injury, but their defense is all over the place. But I guess Spurs are the Man City kryptonite. I did sell both my Spurs attackers for a -4, which might not be the best decision, and that's why I played Guardiola to hopefully play the odds and expected a clean sheet. No attacking returns either, although he had apparently 8 key passes, so still getting loads forward. Then at least 1 clean sheet was secured in our back line with Gabriel. Some people have doubled up or even tripled up on that Arsenal defense, and it seemed pretty easy against a strong Nottingham Forest team. So can we actually say the Arsenal defense is back? Don't exactly know. I mean, Chris Wood was benched for this one, so if he played a full 90 minutes, maybe he would have scored. But anyways, Arsenal, super strong defense, expect them to kind of improve over these upcoming game weeks, and definitely the 6-pointer was appreciated. Then finally, Diego Dalot started this game. That's all I wanted against Ipswich. If he was going to play as a wing back in the new manager's system, that's hopefully going to equal out of FPL points. That wasn't the case though. United still looked pretty bad against Ipswich, and only one goal for Ipswich might have actually been quite kind. Still willing to kind of back him though in the upcoming game week. It's a great fixture, and let's see if he continues to play wing back. Then our midfield department, deja vu from last week. It's starting off hot with Mo Salah, a massive 26-pointer. Just seems like honestly the best FPL asset. I know he's the GOAT of FPL, but especially this season, 2 Kamsi hauls was much appreciated. Wasn't really much of a debate this week. I was always going to captain him. Just seems unstoppable at the moment. Then unfortunately Cole Palmer has been pretty quiet over these previous game weeks. I was expecting big things in this fixture. They could have come though, except he got blocked by his own teammate off the line. So yes, Madueke blocked a shot that was bound for goal, and also would have been a Jackson assist who he just brought in. So just one of those things I guess you can't prepare for. Might have been a bit unlucky. At least Erling Haaland also blanked, as he was a direct competitor in terms of premiums. So would have loved more from our second premium midfielder, but at least our third one, Bukayo Saka, matched Salah with a 13-pointer. So just imagine if you guys didn't include Saka because you were worried about his kind of injury. His fitness wasn't confirmed before the game week 12 deadline, but has kept him because there was a chance. Then he plays, starts the fixture, scores a 13-pointer, just things you love to see. Now overall a pretty strong performance from Arsenal. I mean Forest have had a great start to the season, so getting a double-digit return against them is pretty impressive. Also sets this up nicely for the Kamsi debate next game week, as Saka could actually have the best fixture out of all the premiums. So I just wish that Palmer scored more points, as we would have had returns from all our premiums, but unfortunately it wasn't the case. Then we have Mbumo, who's actually been pretty bad over these last few game weeks. Brentford are scoring a few goals, but he's not being involved, and therefore might not actually be the talisman we were expecting. Brentford though did keep a clean sheet in a pretty good fixture, and therefore he got a 3-pointer. Now big debate is going to come up in the future game weeks as those Brentford fixtures do get tougher. Mbumo might actually be a sell, regrettably. Now speaking about kind of regret, unfortunately this week I took out Kulusevski for Semenyo, and this was actually for a -4. The reason I'm saying this transfer was the -4 is that I could have done a forward transfer with just the one free transfer, but I decided to take the hit and punt on Spurs not scoring. Now obviously as you guys know, Kulusevski got the clean sheet point as well as an assist, so this move cost me a total of 9 points. Now you can't judge a hit over one game week. I'll speak about the doors this transfer actually opened, as I've already made my transfer for game week 13. But yes, obviously I regret this transfer. Kulusevski is just an absolute baller, but it's not the best FPL asset at the end of the day. Now I do consider Semenyo a little bit unlucky not to get a return. Overall his play was pretty decent, just couldn't put the ball in the net or get an assist in game week 12. Now he did rack up a yellow card, and that's why he's only on the 1-pointer, and therefore he is suspended for game week 13, and I've already addressed that situation. Let's see how he does perform though over the future game weeks. As mentioned, can't judge a hit only over 1 week of information, but I'm going to need Semenyo to be quite clutch in the future game weeks. Now the most clutch player at the moment in our team is probably going to be Cunha, a massive 16-pointer, another haul yet again. Just seems like one of the most informed players probably in the world. Everything he touches is turning to gold. Great goal yet again from long distance, just an absolute baller. Super happy that I brought him in my team a few game weeks ago. Now at least that Wolves team is scoring goals. They are conceding, but at least they're scoring, and I expect big things from Cunha in the future fixtures with this easier fixture run. Not much more needs to be said, just an absolute GOAT, and his good work has secured those green arrows in the previous game weeks. Now another absolute hero of the game week was me and Nicholas Jackson, a nice 12-pointer, but this could have been more with that Palmer assist. Now I'm not going to be greedy here. I will take a 12-pointer any day of the week. Let's just see what damage Isaac does tonight. So I know that Isaac was the popular transfer, but I decided to play my own game, went for the Chelsea striker. Let's see if the decision actually pays off nicely. Also managed to kind of escape a yellow card, so won't be suspended for game week 13. Let's see if he can do it again, as I want him for game week 14. Now I could have actually done this transfer for free. I took out Dom Solanke, had enough funds, and therefore that's why this Semenyo transfer was a -4. Now even though Solanke did score an assist and had a pretty okay game, if you guys still have him in your team, I think it is a fine hold. Jackson just has the higher upside with this kind of easier fixture run. If you guys haven't seen those Chelsea fixtures medium term, they're simply outstanding, and with the performances like in game week 12, I still expect him to play. So fingers crossed the next 2 game weeks we can get out of Nicholas Jackson, as the fixtures are pretty good. and his 12-pointer wrapped up our 90-point game week. As mentioned, let me know in the comments down below, how many points did you guys score? What's the overall rank looking like? Let's see if we can continue this train of green arrows. So I'm going to go over my transfer plan first before I give you the context of my current team selection, because I've already made a transfer. So yes, on Saturday night I had the exact funds for a potential upgrade, and with Semenyo's yellow card I decided to go for it. So the upgrade I did was going to be Chiwomi, the Wolves' third striker that I've had on my bench every single game week, and I upgraded him to João Pedro. Now I had to do this as mentioned, exact funds 1.0 million, and João Pedro rose in price on Saturday evening. Now if you guys are not priced out of this transfer, what you guys can do is take a -4 hit, or if you have 11 starters, just simply play them. The reason I went for this upgrade is, as mentioned, Semenyo's yellow card opened up a free spot, and with João Pedro now back to potential full fitness, those Brighton fixtures are too enticing. So game week 13 against Southampton at home, we then have Leicester, Crystal Palace, West Ham and Brentford in the next 6, just almost a no-brainer transfer. I believe at 5.6 million, one of the best, if not the best, value options, and just can't see him being dropped after these recent performances. So yes, this transfer is locked in, a very early transfer, I don't like doing them, but I had the exact money. So let's now go on to our game week 13 team selection, 0 transfers, 0.0 in the bank, as I've just spoken about how I used one. Now as always, there's going to be a lot of midweek football coming up, some high octane Champions League fixtures, and then the usual Europa and Conference League. Now with the Friday deadline, it's going to be quite a quick turnaround, so just a reminder, please have notifications on, as I'll be doing a deadline stream 1 hour before the deadline. But let's see how our game week 13 team is setting up the lucky game week. Fingers crossed it's going to be a green arrow. So the bench this week kind of picks itself. I'm going to bench Fabianski, Guardiola, Greaves as well as Semenyo. A little bit of a pity with Semenyo with that Wolves fixture, as it was quite a strong one. Guardiola, of course, playing against Liverpool, probably my captain Mo Salah, just makes sense with their current defensive form. Now I'm going to start flecking between the sticks for yet another back-to-back fixture. This week it's Leicester at home, Fabianski has Leicester away next week. Let's see if Brentford can keep their second clean sheet of the season. Great fixture though, might have a new manager bounce, but hoping not too much this week, and that Fleck can get a few points. Then our back 3 is going to be Gabriel. West Ham away is a strong fixture. Dalot against Everton might be the best defensive fixture in the Prem at the moment. Fingers crossed he still starts at wingback though. Then Aït-Nouri against Bournemouth. Now that Semenyo is suspended, I hope Wolves keep a clean sheet. And of course, he's super attacking. Now midfield department carries the biggest question of game week 13. It's who to captain. Currently though, it's going to be on Mo Salah. Now Liverpool do play against Real Madrid on Wednesday. That's a massive fixture. So let's see how that goes before we lock this in. But I mean, Man City's defensive form, Liverpool's attacking form, almost a match made in heaven. But of course, this is a very strong fixture. So currently, yes, on Mo Salah, but I got my vice captain on Saka, as I believe this is a better fixture. Just think that Salah's in better form at the moment though. So I expect Saka to still do well, at least I have him in my squad. Another potential captain could be Cole Palmer against Aston Villa. Now this game could be tougher on paper, but that Villa defense also hasn't been that secure. The recent form of Palmer though is putting me off slightly though. Then the last option, even another Campsy consideration, Mbeumo against Leicester at home, great fixture. But like with Palmer, just worried about Mbeumo's recent form. So currently playing it safe, but all 4 of these could be tempting, but I'd say Saka's the most likely if I don't go for the Egyptian. Great question though this week, might be a super split week. Comment down below who's your captain currently. Now our front line I'm pretty actually proud of. It's Cunha, Jackson as well as João Pedro. Minus Isaac, this might be the best front 3 in the game at the moment. All have home fixtures, great fixtures on paper. So let's see if they can do the damage. Biggest concern is going to be Jackson. Hopefully he escapes the yellow card as he plays Southampton next week. And I definitely want him for that fixture. New transfer João Pedro makes his debut for the squad. Southampton at home is a great fixture on paper. And Brighton have been attacking so well, including João Pedro. Then with Cunha, no words can describe his form at the current moment. He's a great asset. Let's see if we can continue against this Bournemouth team. So yes, the formation has switched up. We've gone instead of a 3-5-2 to a 3-4-3. Let's see if it does well in game week 13. I must admit though, on paper though, this team looks outstanding. Super hyped for this upcoming game week. Let me know how your team is setting up and if you guys have any dilemmas. But as mentioned, Friday deadline stream coming up. I'll also be doing an ultimate guide tomorrow and then a team selection later in the week. Good luck if you guys have players tonight. Hopefully Isaac doesn't bang too hard. This is basically a wrap for the video, guys. Hope you guys did enjoy it. Please don't forget to like if you didn't subscribe if you have subscribed yet. Join my Discord server for the latest news. And if you guys have any questions, I'm slightly more active over there. But for the time being, I'm signing off. It's been Dayvy FPL and I'm out. Cheers, bye.